Hi, my name is Tom Wallace and I am the writer and director of the film On the Rocks. The script for this film came about as a response to the entries I saw during the Fresh Film Festival 2019. I was lucky enough to see what other filmmakers my age were producing and at what standards. Generally, I prefer writing genre films such as crime or comedy, as they'd interest me more than character or drama pieces. That being said, I'm always looking for new material that will take me out of my comfort zone and challenge me as a writer. In the search for ideas, I studied several drama shorts focusing on ones made by Irish teenagers. I'd come across Pippa Maloney's At Sea during my time doing work experience for the Irish Film Institute and knew that at some point I wanted to film something that captured the feelings of teenage angst as well as her short did. More recently, Paul Gleason's Roll Back the Tide had so much heart put into it that I could honestly relate to both the protagonist and the filmmaker behind the camera. For the male character's jacket in On the Rocks, you can see I took inspiration from quadrophenia. The imagery of the sea as an unrelenting pressure constantly hammering the main character present in the film is also featured in my own short. At this stage in my filmmaking journey, I'd been a member of the Dún Laoghaire Young Filmmakers Group for about a year. This was truly an excellent way for me to both practice my own skills in the various aspects of filmmaking and meet others with the same passion as me. Initially starting off in the Grainstore in Cabinteely before moving to the LexIcon in Dún Laoghaire, the group met every Monday to discuss the roles of each crew member on set, such as director, producer, writer, cinematographer, editor, and sound technician. The professional gear the group had access to was amazing for us, as we could never have afforded anything like it by ourselves. We had 2 films planned to shoot over the summer of 2019, one of them being my script, On the Rocks. I was chosen as the director, and we planned out a day for shooting. The short was set on the East Pier in Dún Laoghaire and had 2 main roles played by Anthea and Matthew. Tanya was behind the camera, with Jolie in charge of sound. With an eager crew and some top quality equipment, we were able to ensure this full day of shooting would be a successful one. Under the supervision of John Conway, we had full permission from the council to film on and around the pier, giving the film an air of authenticity as opposed to the guerrilla style tactics I had become accustomed to. I was encouraged by John to really get the most out of the actors by directing their performances until I was happy with the result. The sound quality risked being hindered by the wind and noise of the sea, but luckily with our knowledge of the group's equipment, it worked out well for us. This was my first dialogue-heavy script, and I was anxious about whether or not it would hold an audience's attention. Anthea's and Matthew's great acting, along with Tanya's camera work, helped build the atmosphere perfectly, which I feel is what the audience can engage with. Due to other circumstances, I was unable to be involved in the editing process of this film, which left my crew unsure of how exactly all the shots blended together. Don't get me wrong, I'm very happy with the end product, but I felt like some key moments had been cut out that I believe held the story together. The dialogue scene with the ice cream was supposed to be cut together with a mix of dirty singles and Ys, which was filmed, but didn't make it into the final version. A lot of dialogue was cut out, which did bother me a small bit, as I'd spent quite a while writing it. Such is the life of a screenwriter, I suppose. The end scene as well is different to the script. Anthea's character is given a burner phone with the number of a drug dealer on it. At the bus stop, she's supposed to get 2 texts, one from her mum and one from the dealer on the burner. This is the dramatic crux of the film, the notion of family versus friends and the negative effects of each relationship. Those shots were left out, so the scene is just Anthea staring at the ground. This section is about what I felt didn't work, but as it turns out, maybe I'm wrong. Filmmaking is a team effort. Unlike writing novels where only a pen and paper are needed, making films requires a whole array of skilled people with knowledge in sound, lighting, cinematography, and so much more. All of these areas of expertise combine to create not just one vision, but a mix of several. What I learned from making On the Rocks is that I can't make it in this industry if I'm pigeonholed with my own ideas. Sometimes I might feel like I know what's best for the film, but it takes others pointing out flaws to me and contributing their ideas to make me realise that it's for the benefit of the film's quality. If I micromanage the camera, sound, acting and the editing, I'd not only be exhausted, but ruin the experience for everyone else. I learned to put my trust into other people's abilities and realise the process of making films requires compromise, collaboration and communication. I try to remember these points with every new project I work on. So that was my insight into the film. I hope you enjoyed watching and I hope you're inspired to make films of your own.